Hola, my amigos. Soy Thingamajig. Buenas noches. Mucho gusto. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. I won't have to revisit my Spanish class on YouTube because that was rough. I got hola. I got soy thingamajig, right? Buenas noches was a bit ropey. Buenas noches was a bit ropey. Yeah, I'll go back to lessons. Don't worry. But for now, vamos. Here we are with the GT3 World Endurance Series. Oh shoot, I didn't put a number on it. I usually put a number on it. What series is it? Whoops. I'm not sure. Not sure what series it is. Hang on. I was in a rush. I was really late. Series 5. So yeah, we know what's going on by now. It's an hour and a half endurance race after a quick spell in the qualifiers of about... Hang on. I might be able to... No. Race distance is 90 minutes. I reckon qualifying's probably about 10 minutes or something. We're at Spa. Are we at Spa? I'm really sorry, Mr. Brown. I am absolutely pants at this moment. Bandit in the chat saying good evening, and it might be Bendit actually saying, oh, well, my friend. Oh, good for you, my friend. Yes, so we are virtually qualifying for 10 or something minutes for the GT3 World Endurance Series 5. I was pushed. I stayed at work a little bit later, and then I tried to nam down some beans on toast and try and get a ciggy in all before this. So, do you know what? I was so, like... Hang on. I'm still unsure. No, that's not that button. It's the chat. I forgot about using my keyboard. I had all my hand job set up. I had my gaming pad all set up, ready to flick through the masses, but no, I've got keyboard functions now. Yeehaw! So welcome to the GT3 World Endurance Series 5 Round 3. Sorry, Talleyrand, you're gonna have to edit the YouTube. I messed up. I've done messed up. And Bendit in the chat saying bandit at the same, but with a twitch. Someone at work tried teaching me Spanish. He was trying to say, like, you know, Speedy Gonzales stuff, and I said, I think that's racist now. He was like saying underlay. Oh, look at it, it's raining out there. And we've got a couple of the guys starting on wets, a couple of them starting on inters. I do explain every time that the meter down on the dashboard to your very left, you see a little bar. At the moment it's touching blue. Yeah, that's a good gauge for how wet and stuff it is. And the higher that big bar is, the wetter it is. Really? Is that helpful? Not really. Sorry, I'm all of a sudden... Look at them, they're all of us under. Trying to get around. I'm all of a dither. I've not even got to the table yet. I'm trying to find the rules. There are no rules today. They're qualifying... I don't know, for 10 minutes, I think it is. But sometimes it's... Yeah, I found it. Qualified 10 minutes. In the dry, they have to qualify on hards. In the wet weather, they're inters or wets. I think the rule of tyres goes out the window if wet is involved. I should clarify that. I'm not sure. Let's say it is. We're at round... I'm on the wrong thing, am I? This says round 3 Nürburgring. Are we at Nürburgring? Is that Nürburgring? I said it was Spa. We're at Nürburgring. Oh, no wonder I wasn't that interested. I forgot it's the boringest track on the game. So, let's try and stay awake for the next 90 minutes. I mean, people like Nürburgring, I know they do, but it is such a boring track. It's just a go-kart track, but bigger. And Michael Schumacher helped invent it or design it or something. That's all my facts about the track. Let's have a look at the runners. Mr. Brown is in attendance, car 86, out there on his outlap. He's donning a lovely set of wet tyres. Guesty is well off the track on his inters, and he's damaged his car a little bit, and I don't know the rules on the damage, sorry. I think it's light damage. I think we changed. We used to have heavy damage, but then we moved on to light damage, possibly. I'm not sure. Shall we watch Guesty to see if his car gets fixed? Or if he goes in the pits? He might have to go in the pits just to put wets on. It doesn't look too good out there for the intermediate runners. It looks like a struggle. He's gone round. There you go. The damage. Yes, it's on light. There you go. We only had to patience. So we have Brown. We've got Supermanny out there in the lovely Cognizant, the liveried Aston Martin. Then we've got Guesty in the Fox. We've got a Homesick Alien out there, donning a lovely, we saw his skulls. It's an Aston Martin livery, but they're skulls. Lots and lots of skulls. The Dharma vehicle. Shiren is out there. Welcome back, my Russian friend. What a star. He's back in the fold. Trying to grip onto these Aston. We're using Aston Martin Group 3 cars, by the way. Look, if you don't know by round 3, I mean, what can I do? And Joker's out there. He's got a skiddy car. Intermediates on that car, and he's struggling to find... Wow, he saved that. Jimbo has gone in, I think, to get some wets, maybe. I don't know. They don't seem to be working on the car, so I'm not sure if Jimbo's opted not to qualify in the wet, wants to start from the back. It's interesting. Ensign Hewitt there, looking lovely and gorgeous, and the Baz there in a car that copied Ensign's, let's say. And they are wiggling around. I think wets is the way, and we saw Brown, Supermanny, and Shiren going out on the wets, and JOO. So I think wets is the choice. We'll watch Mr. Brown going around, and we'll catch up on you lovely people's chats. Daz in the chat saying evening all. Hello, Daz. And Pat chat. It is still round 3. There was a gap last week which threw me off. I'm all over the place, Pat, don't worry. It's been a week and a bit of work as well. But Mr. Brown's just coming around. Nürburgring. I don't know what crazy son of a baked bean said it was Spa, because I saw wet. I think I saw a bit of wet weather and thought it's got to be Spa. Pat in the chat saying the tyre rules we use are different in the rain, but if it's still set to use them in the game, then the drivers will get penalties. There you go. And good evening, good sir. How the devil are you? I haven't got into my stride yet, I've got to say. Everyone's starting to put times in. So let's have a look. Supermanny is our fastest by far. 1.1 seconds ahead of Mr. Brown. Then Homesick Alien on the inters. Top intermediate runner in 3rd place. Only 2/10 off of Brown. Then Shiren on the wets is 1.6 seconds behind Homesick in 4th so far, with Guesty getting 6th fastest, with Joker's then in, Joker's in 7th. He's on the inters. People are still posting times. I don't know if they've gone ahead. Someone's gone ahead. Someone has got a good... Bazza, look at him soar. JOO 9th fastest, and Jimbo, he was in the pits, so he's still on an out lap. It was Bazza soaring high like an eagle on a set of intermediates in a cheap knockoff version of Ensign Hewitt's shiny, rich energy car. I give you Bazza, ladies and gents. I was going to get to a table, but Bazza grabbed my attention. Shame on you, Bazza. I will get to this. I'm so all over the shop. Here we go. I've got the table now. I've got blurry vision. It's going to be a bit... How weird. He's put his 2nd in his 1st. Oh, my lord. If anyone's familiar with the Anchorman, he reads what he says what he reads, okay? And we are going to do this Anchorman style. This is your fault, Mr. Brown. In 2nd place in the table, we've got JOO Pace with 39 points. In 1st place, on the table is Homesick Alien on 34 points. In 4th place, we have Guesty on 34 points. 10th place is Jim on 23 points, with 7th place going to Jokers with 20 points. 3rd place, Super Manny with 16 points. 9th place, Bazza with 16 points. 16th is Noxie with 13 points. 5th is Racer Brown on 12 points. 12th is Shiren on 12 points. 6th is Digital Blasphemy on 11 points. 8th is Ensign Newer on 9 points. 13th is Bendit on 9 points. 15th for Snorlax with 7 points. 11th for Majid on 6 points. And in last, 14th, Normans on 6 points. I kid you not. I promise you, that is the order they were written in. Right, more lappaging has been going on, so let's have a look. Ensign Newer then, it's drying up. Look, you can see it's getting sunnier. And Mama Sykes in the chat saying, hi there thingy, careful guys, yeah, in the wet, be very careful. So Ensign Newer is our fastest man on a drying track, so the Inter's starting to come good. JOO also on wet tyres, getting a good lap time in, still getting good. Oh, he's going to burn the tyres out though by the end of the lap, looking at how quickly it's getting dry. Shiren on the wets as well up there, but I think the Inters guys are going to have a chance of coming back at him. Guesty on the Inters, he's still sliding that back end out though, sexy. Super Manny in 6th, he's on the wet, so he's at a disadvantage right now. Bazza was pole, I got so excited, he's on the Inters, he's getting purples. So he's going to reclaim that pole position, and it's the battle of the Golden Blacks at the top for these guys. Bunts in the chat saying evening all. Pat also saying I'm trying to figure out how the table has been ordered and haven't got a clue. It's crazy, isn't it? Do you want me to read it out again? It's brilliant. I'll just read out the order. I won't read out all the names. So we've got 2nd, 1st, 4th, 10th, 7th, 3rd, 9th, 16th, 5th, 12th, 6th, 8th, 13th, 15th, 11th, 14th. Bingo! Line! So, Bazza was going faster. We missed him going across the line because I was asking him out. Sorry. Oh dear. So, Super Manny putting the time in 2nd fastest on a set of wet tyres. So, the wet tyres still doing what they need to do, but here we go. Here's the flood of the Inters with Homesick Alien taking pole position ahead of Shiren, who's just taken that from Guesty, and Guesty slipping down into 3rd. Jimbo on the Inters now. We never worked out why he was in the pits. I can't remember. I thought maybe he's been in again, changed from wets to Inters. Who knows? It'll be something we find out. Ensign goes back to the top of the pile with his rich energy car, and we're on the final lap. What's that? 10 minutes. See, 10 minutes. I told you it was 10 minutes. Who's at the front then? Who's going to go? Someone's just about to go across there. It'll be Bazza. Bazza then first across the line. He's gone 2nd fastest. Can we find the next person on track? I don't know, because I don't know which way the track's going. It's this fella here. Not him, not him, not him. I'm not looking at the... There you go. He's the next one. Super Manny. Oh, although there is someone else has just crossed the line, I think. Bugger. Who's that then? Who's that up there? Sorry, guys. It's a bit seasicking. Oh, it's Jimbo. Jimbo's going to be the first to cross the line. Then it's going to be Super Manny. So, Jimbo, 6th at the moment on a drying track. What can he do? In the final corner, the back end getting away from him, but he gathers her up and he drags her around. He says, come on, duck. We're going round this corner. He crosses the line, but is it faster? It is faster. Goes 2nd fastest. Then let's have a look at Super Manny, who's going to be the next. The times are just going to shuffle because of the drying track scenario. But at the moment, Ensign Newer is your fastest man, with Jim in 2nd. Bazza 3rd fastest. Shiren is 5th. It's going to be a cluster trying to find next on track, I promise you. But we will try. We'll go to JOO. I think he'll be behind Super Manny. And Super Manny, what can he do? Oh, it's on pole. JOO isn't. Oh, there's a whole cluster of cars coming across the line. We're watching Shiren. Guesty goes fastest. Homesick Alien goes 2nd fastest. Super Manny is now 3rd. Shiren goes 6th. But Racer Brown goes pole. Racer Brown, all of you decided to cross the line. Space yourselves out, people. Jesus. So, Ensign at 5th. Is he still doing a lap? He is. We'll stay there. JOO goes 4th fastest ahead of Supermanny. And Ensign goes 2nd fastest. And Jokers is right there. Where's Jokers? That bugger. Jokers crosses the line. He doesn't get a faster lap time out of that. Is that everyone? Yes. Jeez, give me a minute, Racer Brown. This is going to take a while. Right then, Racer Brown is the pole sitter with Ensign Newitt in 2nd. Guesty is 3rd with Homesick Alien 4th. JOO Pace 5th. Superman is 6th. Sharen is 7th. Jim is in 8th. Bazza 9th. Jokers in 10th. Phew. Wowzers. Wasn't that thrilling? I couldn't keep up with it. That's crazy stuff. A struggle for me. You may have noticed. I didn't hardly know who was where. Did Noxie make it? Noxie was trying. Noxie's there. I spy with my little eye my buddy Noxie in the house. Although he hasn't entered. That's what we're waiting for. Come on, Noxie. He's still doing his seatbelts up. Give him a chance, will you? Blooming hell, you're all eager to get on. There's a lot of seatbelts you've got to do up.
Was stuck behind Jokers on all laps, loudly crying face.
So we've got Jay in the chat saying had to back out of most laps. Was stuck behind Jokers on all the laps. He was everywhere. Jokers. He was everywhere. Superman's left the room. Now everyone's leaving the room. What's the everyone exit? What, the room? End race. Oh. Right then, it's the Tuesday. It's that Tuesday fun thing. Right, what subject shall we talk about today? I'm seeing F1 there, and I haven't really got off my chest about the cluster shebang that was the end of the Australian Grand Prix. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that just downright a jolly time? Do you know what? I am so pleased I did not get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, because if I'd got up at 6 o'clock in the morning for that, I mean, they had a red flag out for a bit of gravel within 10 seconds of the start of the race. Let's just stop this. Everyone who's got up at... I know Aussies get up all the time to watch it. You're not watching this anyway. You're in bed. But, you know, there's not many races you have to get up early for. But we Sky planned that. We Sky planned that, and it still didn't record it. We had to catch it with a replay later with all the delays. My Jesus, FIA. Sort yourselves out. What's wrong with you? Oh, it's back up. Sorry, guys. I'm here chatting about... Wait for me! I'm coming!
First one Frank race in history red flagged 3 times.
And 2 of them weren't needed. I'm answering Pat. I will read his chat out. I know you have to be on the ball to hear those. Oh, thank God. Have they started anything? No. Got to be starting something. Got to be starting something. Racer Brown's always starting something. Racer Brown's got to get this started. Racer Brown's starting something. So, in the chat then. Chat, Pat. No, sorry. Pat, chat. I believe they are having what may be called a technical... And then he also adds... First F1 race in history. Red flagged 3 times. And the bunt says, send it. The FIA didn't. Read then, come on then. Someone go on track, let's have some racing. We've been around waiting long enough now. And I think it's time to see some Aston Martins getting angry. That's what I want to see. In Germany, in the rain. Come on, boys. Where is everyone? Hey, and there's another one. Slowly building, slowly building. 8, 9, just 2 more, I believe. 10. Oh, yeah! Bang! Hit the button, Brown. Don't delay. They'll go again. They're like little timid wild rabbits. You see them and then you don't. They're gone. So lock them in while you can. Come on. So Jay, he had a good qualifying. Does he even remember what the order was? I can't. Who got pole? Racer Brown got poled. I don't know. I've totally forgot. I'd have to look back on the YouTube, and I'm not willing to do that. So, oh, Mama Homesick in the chat saying hi, Thingy. All okay with you? Oh, yeah. We'll say yes. That's the shortened version. And the long version, we've only got a 90-minute race. There's not enough time. But it's just work. And work is always fun. So Guesty is... are you joking? Is he taking the mickle? Racer Brown asking if we're ready. Shall we count the R's? R's versus Y's without Skyjacker sullying the waters. 3 R's so far, and 2 of them are from his allies, his closest confidants. Another R, that's 4 R's. Look at that. Oof. Only 4 R's though. I think 5 R's with the Super Manny on board. 6 R's. Look at that. Out of a field of 11. 0 Y's. 6 R's. Are you listening, Skyjacker? 7. If man is 5. If man is 5. Then we're starting now. It's time to get serious. Come on, people. Stop asking about. That's not Ensign on pole. It wasn't Ensign on pole. The bleeding bejeebers is going on here. It's Racer Brown on pole. But that is pole, I think. They've got the... There you go. It's sorted itself out now. Good on you, Polly Baloney. Well done. And we are... go here at Germany for the Nürburgring GP race of the GT3 World Endurance Series 5, and this time they're getting angry in a set of Aston Martins, and it's Racer Brown splitting off to the lead. Ensign New again swallowed whole by the gang, the crowd, the pack. But it's Homesick Alien that comes out okay. I think a lot of people went wide in the first corner. Shiren, Joker's finding himself up there in 5th from last place. Jim in... Oh, Jim's up to 5th. Can you see anything? Because it's darned wet and I'm missing this racing. There's a lot of it going on. Jim there then in 4th place. He's got himself ahead of Jokers. Noxie there. We've got some... 7th for Bazza. Super Manny there is in 8th. The Wet Riders... Are they going to be able to come through? JOO as well, slipping down in 9th. Guesty as well, down 10th. And Shiren down in 11th. We've had some oopsies, and I didn't get the Z button. I do apologise. I'm rusty on the old keyboard. So Racer Brown then splits it. He's off. He's 1.5 seconds ahead of Ensign, but he looks like he just sent that a little too hard in that corner. And Ensign Newitt, though, also struggling in the wet. But it's all the intermediate runners up there at the front, isn't it? That's surprising. Oh, no, Jim on the wet, starting on the wets. He fancies it. Who knows over this 90 minutes what the weather is going to do. Well, they've got some idea because they've got a radar in their car, but they don't know at the beginning of the race. Some movement up here, it looks like. Racer Brown still okay. It's Homesick Alien on Ensign Newitt making a daring, dashing move in the wet, and the boy has got some cojones. Go on, Homesick Alien. And who knew aliens had cojones? But he's got a set, and he just showed them us. They were big. Ensign Newitt then in 3rd, and Ensign Newitt's got to watch behind because Jim in those wet tyres is flying like a maniac. And then we've got the Noxter in 5th ahead of Baz in 6th. They're both... Oh, no. Sorry. Noxie is on the wet tyres in that sexy, lovely Gulf liveried... Aston Martin and Total, Gulf and Total, working together in harmony, side by side on my piano. There is Bazza, he's going for it. In 6th place, Super Manny, looks like Super Manny, JOO, Shiren, et al, and Guesty are all on a recovery drive from something that happened earlier in the race that I totally missed, and I do apologise. It was very crazy in the very beginning. So JOO is there in 8th, Shiren 9th, and Jay and Super Manny are both on those wet tyres. Maybe saving those tyres a little, saving the time. Shiren then up into 9th, Guesty in 10th. It looks like Jokers has had a small off. We won't get a replay of that, jokers. There's no need, is there? No need. So it's still Racer Brown, Homesick Alien pulling away from Ensign Newer, and it's Jim. Jim is the man to watch on board with the Jim as he closes in on Ensign Newer. He's got a 4-second gap behind him from Noxie. Baz is on the move in 6th, Supermanny in 7th, J-O-O. Pace is in 8th place, but it's this where we're set our sights on the final podium position battle. And it's only 3.5 minutes into a 90-minute race, so let's not get excited in these early laps. But Jim's going for a move around the outside. He'll be enjoying somewhat more grip, not a lot more, but somewhat more grip than Ensign Newer. But Ensign Newer's car snaking around in front of us. Jim must be feeling rather confident that that car's either going to throw itself off the road at some point, or he's going to easily get by. But it looks like Ensign Newer is having the hardest time putting down that accelerator, and he is, to Jim's annoyance. But Jim then, again seeing the Aston Martin ahead, swinging the tail out, just tantalising our man Jim here into trying to get a rash move on. Patience. It's a 90-minute race. Jim knows it's a 90-minute race. He had a podium last time out. We rejoice about that podium. We're still partying in Discord. It's still an S Club party going on about Jim's podium from 2 weeks ago. That's how we do it in the BRC. We go hard, or soft, sometimes wet. But Racer Brown leads from Homesick Alien. Ensign Newer is in 3rd. Jim is 4th. Noxie is 5th, but Noxie's got an irritating Belgian behind him, knocking on the door, and behind them is Supermanny and Double O. Jay, I swapped them around, mixed it up a little bit for you, Jay. I don't know why. So Bazza is going for a move on the Noxter, but the Noxter's got that inside line, and then Supermanny coming in like a wrecking ball, and J-O-O also, and I think that's okay. He seemed harsh, he seemed to come in there late, but I don't know, I don't think there was too much wheel banging or something, but a beautiful move. I don't know. I'm not one to judge these things, but Noxie fancies another go, a nibble at Superman. It was a good move. Back me up in the chat. That was all right, wasn't it? He was coming in late, but he didn't like smash into anyone. I think there was a lean on a car, but I don't think there was like heavy contact. And Pat giving it a little why. Well done, Pat. And Pat saying, like old times. So Supermanny then, he gets his way up into 5th, and I mean those wet tyres, I feel he probably felt he could do that late break. Noxie chasing him down in 6th on the wets. Shuren now up into 7th. We missed that move on Bazza. Bazza then down into 8th. He was fighting Noxie 2 seconds ago, right on Noxie's tail. What's the weather doing now? We are in intermediate section. We are in the intermediate zone now. So the boys on wets have got to make a big decision in life. And they've got to make it pretty quick, because they're going to be losing a handful of time on the intermediate boys, who are going to just stick with this. Now, the wet runners, it's tough. It's a tough call. I mean, look at Jimmy still staying with and up with Ensign. Now, I guess they don't want to just go in and change to inters. If it's not raining and it's drying, Jim having a look around the outside, but Ensign's wily. He's wily like that. You can't catch him out, but he might have done himself a little wide out of the corner. Jim's got the inside nudge there. I don't know if that was contact or not, but Ensign saved it pretty darn quick. He thought there'd be no grip on the green stuff, but he seemed to swing that one back in. And Jim, that was, it looked odd at the beginning, but I think it was legit. I daren't make a call, in all fairness. There's cones all over the track. If this was F1, there'd be a red flag. Cones have got to be worse than gravel, surely. So Racer Brown, a bit of gravel on the track would make it a bit more interesting, surely, wouldn't it? And Bunt says tail happy Astons. There's a lot of tail happy Astons out there, and they're skipping along at Nürburgring, these Aston Martins. And I think Racer Brown is starting to lose a lead to the Alien, who went nearly a second faster, 7/10 faster on the last lap alone. And Homesick Alien with a shock first win in this championship. I mean, he's residing. Let me have a look at where he's residing in the table, because it's always fun. So he's just under JOO in first place. He's in first place, in second. So, whoa! No, shall we have another look? That was delicious. Racer Brown getting all kinds of shifty wide, I think. Let's have a quick look. I know Racer Brown doesn't want us to see it. What's going on? Where's Homesick Alien gone? Oh, just very late. Very late. Has a little dare with the edge of the track. And yeah, just can't get that accelerator down like he'd like to, and drifts it off. A delicious piece. And luckily for him, looks like Jim made a mistake in the background. Where's it gone? Go away. Yes, Jim, who's got himself ahead of Ensign Newer. That's the replay I probably should have looked for. But Jim now on the move up into second place. Oh, he's on those wet tyres, and like I said, it's getting a bit wetter at this side of the track. Fuel, no, that's a silly glitch. Ignore it. It's come up almost every bloody stream, and it catches me out every time. I always get this little excitement about, fuel. But it's not. Ignore it. It's a strange, weird thing. So Homesick Alien's leading. Jim is in second. Oh, Racer Brown's being harried by Ensign Newer. Ensign Newer wiggling, doing the Aston shuffle behind Racer Brown, trying to get by. This race is up and down. We've only had 10 minutes, nearly. Supermanny up into fifth. He's chasing down Ensign and Racer Brown. Is he going to try and late break it like last time? He does. He gets it, though. He can break late nicely into that corner. Proof of it there. And, yeah, so Supermanny all over the back of a very snaky... He's not snaky, his car's snaky. Ensign Newer. Yeah, it's different variants of dry around different parts of the track, which is even more trickier for these guys to know what to do with their first pit stops. I imagine that they're going to try and hang it out as long as possible and hope to go onto a softer tyre. And I'm not sure, but usually when the wet tyres have been used, that usually kicks all the tyre rules out, because who knows what's going to happen. So Supermanny then closing in on Ensign Newer. It's very tight there. I dare not pull away just in case Supermanny goes for a move, but he has not yet. And there's a little move there from, is that Guesty around the outside of Noxie? My dearie God. Oh, no, he doesn't quite get it to stick, but it looked good. And goes to prove that the wet tyres are probably done their best work today. Well, he's done a 2:19 last time around. Guesty with a 2:18, and he's managed a 2:16 on the inters. I mean, that is the fastest lap of the race, so superb stuff. So Noxie on the wet tyres, it's really tight to know what the right tyre is. The screen says the inters, probably, but the wet runners are doing just fine. Look at Jim. He's on a right set of wet tyres, and he's thinking, I'm going all in. Oh, he did a 23 last time around, giving Racer Brown a sniff, although Racer Brown did a 28. And Homesick Alien did 24, so everyone's lap times were a bit shady that last lap. Let's see if we can get back on it again. And there he goes with the fastest lap of the race, 2:13. Jim, 2:12. That should be fastest lap then, should it not? No, because Racer Brown went 2:11.9, and Jim has now got to start watching his six. Watch your six, Jim. Whoa! Has he just sent Jim into a shadowy-looking realm? And that is an easy one for Ensign Newer. He says, thank you very much, my friends. Because obviously Racer Brown hesitated. He did not overtake Jim after the severe punting. Poor Jim. And that's Supermanny then, taking third place. There's no damage, though. It couldn't have been that hard. Couldn't have been that hard a hit. Where are we? Sorry. I was looking for Racer Brown. See, no damage on Racer Brown as well. And it's looking positively quite dry out there now. Homesick Alien, 4.2 seconds. Ensign Newer taking up that second spot. Lovely. Then we've got Supermanny now in third, still on a set of wet tyres, though. It looks like he's even driving on the grass to keep them tyres from ripping themselves to shreds. Pat in the chat, saying big gain for Big Dan. Big gains. And yeah, it's now looking like Superman is off-roading this bad boy just to get some wetness underneath his car. On every curb, every little puddle, he's looking for it. But it's going to be very soon. Racer Brown then up to 4th with Jim behind. He's taken Jim. Who's going to be the first one to pull the shot? Because I tell you what, first one onto a set of dry tyres is either going to go flying off the track or they're going to be an absolute legend.
Really good face with tears of joy.
So Homesick Alien, 4.3 seconds. He's coming up to that pit lane. He's on a set of inters. See, if I was on a set of inters, I'd probably feel a bit more comfortable where the rain's sitting. It's right on the line. Oh, it's a bit wet on that corner, but it's right on the line of dries to inters. So Homesick Alien, he's risking it for a biscuit. Another lap and another fastest lap to boot. And it's Racer Brown that goes in. It's Racer Brown who has got the cojones like Jim. Excuse me. So Homesick, then Ensign, then Super Manny. None of them have opted to go in. I know you would think Super Manny would have been tempted with his wet tyres. So Bunce in the chat says, is the wear a glitch as well, or they all managing them tyres really good? I know you think they'd ripped themselves apart by now, wouldn't you? So I'm not sure what's going on with the tyre wear. I don't know if we're just not seeing it, but you are right, they should be absolutely torn asunder in this dry weather. So Homesick Alien doing another fastest, well no, that was his fastest lap, sorry. Ensign, Super Manny. I can't believe how well he's doing in the wet tyres. I thought his pace would totally go. And like you said, those tyres would red up. There is some red there, I think. Or I'm getting myself at it. But I think his rear tyres are showing a bit of red, but not a whole lot. Noxie's up to 4th. JWO's up to 5th. Who have we lost? Guesty? Was it Guest? No, Jim. Oh, pit stop. Sorry, Jim. Jim pitted for a set of racing softs. And Racer Brown also donning a set of racing softs. Now, Racer Brown has fully topped up, and so has Jim, but there seems to be a 7-second gap between them, which makes me think that our man Racer Brown may have had a little spinny drooey, but I may be wrong. Homesick Alien still out there, still leading, 5.1 seconds. Ensign Hewitt getting purples, chasing him down there. Well, the inters are showing red at the back, so the tyre wear must be just very slow. But yeah, I'm very surprised. I would have thought they would have torn themselves to pieces in this dry condition. That must be what the new update was all about. Let's get those wet tyres working. Sorry, I was just taking my jacket off. Gonna have a little hot beverage moment, if you don't mind, because I'm rather thirsty. And I'm gonna choke on the coffee, you know what I mean? Super Manny, now the sun is out. Is that it, you reckon? Or are we going to see them where the rain clouds come back? Homesick Aliens leading 5.4 seconds from Ensign Hewitt. They're both on intermediate. Super Manny seems to be catching Ensign Hewitt up. 2070 last time around. Ensign Hewitt at 2070. So no, same really. But he does look like he's creeping closer on those wet tyres. Noxie 4th. JWO's just moved up ahead of what, Shiren or Guesty? Who knows? I'm not keeping track very well, am I? But Shiren. JWO now moving up into 5th place. And none of these guys have opted to pit yet. Shiren and Guesty having a little dice. I don't know, I'm catching lag, but I don't know where from, and there Guesty's back end swinging out, giving Shiren a little bit of breathing space. Bazza is back in 8th, he's not pitted either. He's having a time of it out there on those inters, but he is ahead of Jokus, who's not too far behind him, is he? No, only 2 seconds. Lovely little battle here between Jokus and Bazza in a drying Nürburgring. Then in 10th we've got Jim. Now Racer Brown's really caught Jimbo up, so I don't know if Jim's had a moment, or it does look like he's I don't know, but Racer Brown is all up and in his business, man. on board with the brown. The battle of the dry tyres back here. And those leaders, they'll be keeping an eye on the fastest lap to see how fast these dry tyres really are. Kalen in the chat saying, we are pace, we are pace. We are all pace. Hashtag we are pace. Believe. The way is pace. The forward movement is pace. So Guesty's taking it into the pits. Ooh, Racer Brown getting very close in the braking zone to Jim there. Made me feel rather nervous. All of my old bangs into people that I've braked late into came flashing back before my very eyes. It was awful. So Guesty and Jokers, they've gone in. They think, and there you go, a 2:02. What was that? That's knocked off a lot of time. Was it Homesick? 2:05 at the moment, so nearly 3 seconds faster. Definitely the dry tyre, well, is definitely the tyre to be on right now. These guys, though, they're trying to use that fuel tank. They know 90 minutes, they've got to do a lot of pit stops if they pit this early in the race. So Supermanny, they're all trying to eke out their times, really. They just want to keep on track for as long as possible to help that fuel tank into a lovely pit strategy window, because at the moment they're being forced into the pits, and drivers don't like being forced into the pits. They like to choose when to pit. So these guys, they're just dealing with the conditions, the changing conditions. Homesick Alien, he's coming up. Will it be this one? It's got to be, and he's seeing that fastest lap at 2:02.3, which is virtually 3 seconds faster than what he's doing. He's going to lose the lead if he stays on track. And I don't know where the pit lane is. It's here, isn't it? It's just here before this corner. No, he's not. He's going around again. Interesting. Ensign Ewer, is he going to follow suit? I am intrigued. Colour me, because I wouldn't know what to do. I suppose you'd be out there on the track and feeling your way. The tyres are still there. They've not lost the tyres, but they're just so much slower than the dry runners at the moment. Supermanny, he's had enough, but he is on wet, so he is at a real disadvantage. Noxie's carried on. He's thought, I'm getting my money's worth out of these tyres. 2:06 versus, those 2:02s that the dry runners are making. Sharon also stays out. This is very strategic. Tactical. So we've got Bazza, JWO, Supermanny in. The three that pitted earlier is Racer Brown going through and up and into 5th place. He's got Guesty just behind him, who's on his outlap. He managed to beat Jim out. Jim will not like that very much indeed. So, and JWO gets out of the pits. That car looks like it's been on an adventure, doesn't it? A few scrapes on there as he tries to coax it back on the track, and it's very wet in the pit lane. And yes, that caught me out. I'm not giving any spoilers away, but yes, I have felt that pain, and I didn't even give it a thought, just floored it coming out the pits, and it spun round like an absolute spinning top. Crazy. So JWO out of the pits, lost a bit of time on his pit exit, but he's gathered her up. He's on a set of softs. I think they're all going to go softs all the way to the end of the race now. They'll always choose the faster tyre. Bazza then on his softs out there. He's 10 seconds behind Jay. He's 13 seconds ahead of Jokers. We saw they were only 2 seconds apart. So 22 minutes into this race, Homesick Alien has not pitted. He has now. So Homesick Alien brings it in, quarter of a tank of fuel on board, 7-second lead on Ensign Ewer. And Ensign Ewer has a last-minute decision to come in there. And Noxie, is he going to bring it in, or is he going to go for glory and try and lead a lap? He's going to lead a lap, and why not? Because he's got such a darn sexy car. He knows that I'm just going to come to it and say, oh my God, there's Noxie in the lead in one of the best-looking cars on the grid. And by Jove, he's doing an amazing job out there. So Pat in the chat saying, car park at turn 1. It's the 2007 European Grand Prix all over again. That was like in the first lap. That was like 22 minutes ago. I think Pat's a little behind in the chat. He must have paused it to go for a wee. So Noxie leads with Shiren now up in second. He opts not to pit. There we go, one of the first stops. That's the gains, that's the big gains you get from now on the dry tyre at the right time. And Racer Brown is up and into third place with Ensign Ewer coming out of the pits ahead of the Alien. By Jove, my word, we missed it. We should have watched him coming out of the pits when it's such a stress coming out of the pits. And there is Guesty getting all kind of on the curbs. I'd stay off those curbs, Guesty, while it's wet. He can't help himself, can he? Look, he loves it. They're wet, Guesty. You've got dry tyres on now. You can't go on the curbs. Stay off the curbs. I don't care. Just do it. Stay off those curbs or you're going to go wee. Supermanny then in 7th on a set of softs with J00 in 8th. Jim down in 9th, and I don't know how that happened. That 216 probably didn't help, but Jim was having a cracking race. Remember when he was in 2nd place? Pat saying, I saw that bit, but it was the transition from wet to dry in 2007 that sent all the cars off. I think I do remember them all being down in that first corner. I can't remember where it was, but yeah, I think I do remember. It was a little bit like that in Germany recently, wasn't it? With like both Mercs were off in that corner. That would be Nürburgring as well. Or is that the one you're talking about? When they all dressed up like 1950s, to celebrate 50 years of Mercedes, and then went forth and had the most tragic race ever. So Jim's just gone up past Guesty. I don't know what's Guesty's issue. Them curbs, I bet. Going on the curbs, yeah, I imagine. But Guesty's dropped a huge chunk of time there. Somehow, some way. And I reckon he can't stay off those curbs. Look at him. He can't help his little self. But every time he goes on the curbs, the wet meter goes right up and the car goes all squiggly. So anyway, Noxie's leading. Yes, of course, Noxie's leading. And he's used his fuel tank up. So Noxie, he's going to come back in this race. Watch out for him. Shiren as well, going all the way. But here's Mr. Brown. He's catching them up now. Is he going to catch them before they get to the pit lane? We're quite a way away, you know, and he's going for it, is Racer Brown. He's got 4.5 seconds from Ensign, who's got 1.1 seconds from Homesick Alien. Supermanny 6.5 seconds, well, 6.3 seconds behind them, and 4 seconds ahead of the Pace 00J. And then Jimbo coming back in this race. We saw him get past Guesty. Is up into 8th, getting purples. Come on, let's watch this, and we'll have a look at the Pat Chat. That was Hockenheim in 2019 on the weekend. Netflix was following them. Yeah, I've watched that episode more than once. I kind of watched Drive to Survive with tongue in cheek. I know it's not real, but I do like to watch that episode because it feels real. That one, and when K-Mag tries to break Grosjean's door, not Grosjean, the boss, the one that swears all the time. That was funny. Bits in your coffee, I don't know what that was. It's unsettling. Noxie's in the pits. Noxie is in the pits. Shiren stays out, and Racer Brown didn't catch him up on that lap because he's crossed the line, so it's the next lap. Racer Brown, but Shiren's battling it. Shiren, you're on 2 different tyres, man. Why? He's going to easily go by. Look at that. You see that big dry line? His tyres suit it. Yours don't. He's looked after him, though. You think they'd be virtually red. Ensign now under a bit of strain and stress from the Alien. And he's still drifting his Aston Martin around, though. He doesn't care, does he? So Homesick Alien zeroing in. Sorry, I got quiet. I was just watching to see Homesick Alien. I thought he was closing in on the Ensign then. Then we've got Supermanny. He's 4 seconds behind the Alien. He's got the fastest lap of the race. This man's starting to find his stride now. and it's all bets off at the front. He's only 10 seconds behind Racer Brown. Racer Brown did a 59.6. You know, it's not quite a second, but it's close as damn it. Then J-O-O pace, 7 seconds behind Super Manny, being caught by Jim. We saw Jim reeling off some purples earlier, and he's coming back at Super J-O-O. J-O-O not finding the grip in these drying conditions just quite yet. So Jim chasing that Super J-O-O down. Guesty also in the fight still, chasing down Jimbo as they go round. Medium fast corner, down a slowish corner. And, Guesty, he's had an up and down race, hasn't he? He's been up there, he's been down there. Noxie, after his pits, he's come for a medium set of tyres and a full tank, so it looks like he's going to go for a long run in the middle here. And has Homesick Alien gone into the pits? No, sorry, it was Shiren. Shiren finally going into the pits. I thought it was weird. And Ensign Ewart still ahead of the Alien. The skills, the mad skills of Car 34, Rich Energy, showing good in the Aston Martin against a previous race winner. I think the opening race he won. J-O-O won the second race, and it looks like Racer Brown is up for winning the third race, or is he? Will the rain come back? So many questions. Don't go anywhere. We've still got 60 minutes of this race to go, baby. And Homesick Alien lining up Ensign Ewart into the braking zone, and it's all Homesick Alien. Cracking move. Ensign Ewart maybe made that easier than it should have been, and maybe he fancies getting a bit of a tow for a little while behind the Alien and save a bit of fuel. In meantime, our man Super Manny is gaining. He's gaining. He's making huge gains. Let's just say he is the gain meister. He is the gain monster. He is the gainer. It's not even starting to sound like the same word anymore, is it? I've said it too much. He's pulling them in. He's 2.5 seconds away from these two that are battling away. Racer Brown merrily away in his 7-second lead. But Super Manny, he can see second place ahead of him, and he's reeling off those purples. J-O-O still not finding the pace in that Aston Martin in the drying condition. I reckon he's another curb crawler. That's why, not curb crawler like that, but he likes to get all over the curbs. Jimbo is in 6th, respectable. I know he was higher than that earlier, but he's had a bit. He was on the wets for a while. That was the wrong tyre. And Guesty all up and in his business. Let's get on board with Guesty. Senora Guesty. Is he past him already? When did that happen? Oh, has Jim gone in? No. Wow. Didn't even see that. We changed cameras just at the wrong time, I'm afraid. Guesty gets through and up and into 6th, chasing down J-O-O, who's only 2 seconds ahead. Cracking. So Noxie on those medium tyres. I don't know what sort of pace he's expecting. 59.7's respectable, is it not? What's Shiren getting? What's Shiren gone on to? He's also gone on to the mediums. Do these boys think they can one more stop this race? I mean, it was nearly half an hour. Hey, but they're going to be burning more fuel because they're going faster. I don't know. I think they're going to try and one stop the rest, 2 stop this race. We'll see. We'll watch the Noxie and Shiren. They both stayed out very late into the race. Joker's there. He's almost come to the end of his stint on the softs, with the fuel down to nearly a quarter. Bazza, half a tank of fuel, and the softs looking rather fresh. He's 11 seconds adrift though. He had a bad one somewhere, didn't he? His pit stop maybe went all kinds of shady. Who knows? Racer Brown then 6.6 seconds. The Alien's pulling away from Ensign Ewart now. Ensign Ewart's in all kinds of trouble because Super Manny is here. Never fear, ladies. Super Manny is here. I will wipe those blues away with my 2 fingers of justice. So, Super Manny very close to Ensign Ewart there, giving us a tantalising look at the back of the Rich Energy Aston Martin. We are 33 minutes virtually into this race. You are watching the Virtual Racers Club, and this is the GT3 World Endurance Series 5, Round 3. I forgot to put the 5 in YouTube. If anyone can edit that bad boy, that would be... you'd be allowed. And the phone battery's getting pretty darn low. We might have to move over to the iPad for our checking the stream still works, because now the PS5's got this cheeky little thing where it doesn't tell you that the stream stops, even though the stream stops. So you have to keep an eye on YouTube at all times. But I do anyway, because my homies are in the chat and they chat with me, you know what I mean? Me and my boys are just hanging loose in the chat stream. It's a special club. You have to be here live. Racer Brown leads 6.8 with Homesick Alien chasing him down. Is he getting better? 58.3, 58.2. It's going to take a while doing it that way, Homesick. Ensign Ewart looks like he's closed back up again. No, 2 seconds. Super Manny there in 4th. He's on it. He is on it like a car bonnet, and he is not giving up. He is chasing down Ensign Ewart like he owes him some cash. Pat in the chat saying, chatting homie here. Yeah, Pat. Kaylin in the chat saying, keep it up, guys. And Monday Lunga says, let's go, Saffers. There we go. Lovely, lovely. Keep it up, guys. So, Racer Brown's coming to the end of his stint now, out there in the lead. Is that actually it? Into the pit lane? He is in the pit lane. That's he was an early stopper, remember. Homesick Alien still half a tank of fuel on board there. Super Manny has done away with Ensign Ewart. Where did Ensign Ewart go? He lost a lot of time. I reckon he had a bit of an off-ski. With there is JOO. He's coming back into the race. JOO enters the chat, and Super Manny smashes in the fastest lap, and the South Africans are on a resurgence. Watch out. Ensign Ewart there in 3rd. Think he may have had a bit of an off. I don't know. I'm not going to replay it because I'll never get it. Let's not even waste our time. So JOO is starting to close in on Ensign. Similar fuel loads. No, Jay's a little less fuel. Car's going to be a little lighter. Tyres maybe bedded in a little better. And now, yes, here we go. He's going for the outside. He's going to swing it back into the inside and try and use the grip of that Aston Martin to sort of pole vault over Ensign Ewart. But it hasn't worked because Ensign Ewart's still ahead. Ensign Ewart, he knows how to drive defensive. I've seen this man race a fair few guys, and he's a real struggle to get by, even when his back end's sliding from here to there. Homesick Alien starting to get purples. Super Manny already he's getting purples as well. The weather must be absolutely clandestine out there right now. Yes, I used the word clandestine, and I am proud of it. JOO then is there. He's on it. He wants Ensign Ewart. Ensign Ewart's in a fight for his life right now. That final podium position is at jeopardy, and he is trying to make that Aston Martin as wide as he possibly can. Has Jay gone a little wide? He's over the curbs. Guessed he's going to come and join the party at any time now. And Ensign Ewart, he just has to cling on, because once Guesty's all up and in JOO's Pace's rear spoiler, then JOO will have to start driving a little defensive himself. Jimbo, he's not that far behind these, but he's on the cusp of a pit stop. His fuel is out. Where did our Racer Brown come out? He came out in 8th. He's filled up. He's put another set of softs on. He's behind Noxie, who's used half of that tank on those mediums. I think softs is the way to go, just because I think the softs aren't even wearing out on a set of over a fuel tank, but that fuel tank's not going to get him to the hour mark, is it? Really, let's face it. Jim's into the pits then, joining his man Racer Brown as Homesick Alien sets the fastest lap out there in the lead, as Super Manny chasing him down, but I think Super Manny may run out of fuel before he catches the Alien. And Ensign Ewart still grappling with our man JOO, and JOO giving as good as he gets. He wants that 3rd place. Guesty is in with a shout as well. closing in on him. Noxie on those medium tyres has kept Racer Brown somehow behind. We saw Racer Brown. Oh, Racer Brown's picked up a wee bit of damage. Sorry, Racer Brown, that's the second time I've done that to you, haven't I? Oh, he's already got it. We missed it anyway, Mr. Brown. You're fine. 8th place then is Shiren, one of the other late stoppers like Noxie. He's doing a bit better than on the fuel as Noxie is, but still I can't see it getting them to the 1 hour mark. I think they're going to still have to take as many pit stops as the guys around him. Jim has just come out from his second stop, another set of fresh set of racing softs, racing softs. So Jim 8 seconds behind Shiren, 11 seconds ahead of the Baz, and Jokus into the pits for another top up and another set of soft tyres. Soft tyres is all the rage today. They're all wearing them, apart from Noxie and Shiren, who have bucked the trend. A little sip of my drink. It's dry stuff, this, chatting about this race. It's hard to guess the strategies. It's all over the place. And I'm kind of hoping there's some more rain in the tail. So JOO has nipped into those pit stops. He was low on fuel. Where's Super Manny? Super Manny was similar. No, Super Manny still got just under a quarter of a tank. Homesick Alien just over a quarter of a tank. Ensign Newitt just about the same as Super Manny. Guesty is in need of a pit stop in a lap or two. Noxie, he's going for it. He's going for the longer haul. JOO comes in to top up. Now, will he be back out ahead of the Brown? Where is the Brown? No, the Brown's already ahead of him. I apologise. But he would have done because Racer Brown was leading, wasn't it? Who's JOO racing? I'm not really sure who JOO's racing, to tell you the truth. He was catching those boys ahead of him. He's just ahead of Shiren. But I don't even know if he was racing Shiren and Noxie, because they were on a different strategy. Jimbo, I don't know what's happened to the Jim. He was doing an absolute cracker before the next round of pit stops. Oh, that's it, he did pit. He has pitted, so yeah, that's probably put him down the order somewhat. Baz is going in as well now, and his tyres look all right. He's still got a bit of fuel on there. It's a surprising pit stop as Jokus drifts it around the corner. Superb stuff. More of that. I know you're probably not meaning to because you want to look after those tyres, but it looks great from here. Homesick Alien then. Super Manny, he's closed him in again. As Super Manny, it's down to less than 2 seconds. And I did make that bold statement that Super Manny would run out of fuel before he caught the Alien. And he wants to prove me wrong, doesn't he? He really does want to prove me wrong. Ensign Newitt then 3rd place, doing a smashing job. But he has got Guesty. They both disappear into the pits. Guesty was on the rim, wasn't he? He was absolutely on the limit there for fuel. And Homesick Alien then still 1st. Super Manny 2nd. And then that should put Noxie back up into 3rd. Look at Noxie go. I said that fuel strategy probably not working for him, but he's there at the sharp end when it needs to be. But I just think he could have used soft tyres. The medium tyres seems a little, I don't know, maybe he just fancies them. Maybe he just likes the mediums better. Who knows? Racer Brown then on those softs, chasing down the Noxter. 5.7 seconds he's got to find. He's doing 57s against Noxie's 58 threes. It's not quite a second, but it's close to it. So what's that? 5 laps? 5 laps. Noxie will probably be in by then. So then we've had some shuffling. JOO has pitted, come out, puts lovely fresh set of softs on. And Ensign Newitt also out. He's behind JOO. Interesting. We saw them racing earlier, and that earlier pit stop from JOO has given him the speed he needed to jump Ensign Newitt and Guesty maybe. Shiren then on that. He's only stopped once, remember, so far, and he's making his fuel last rather well. It'll be close. It'll be close for Shiren. It's interesting. And Jimbo there in 9th. He's going faster now at 58.5. And he'll be looking to try and grab Shiren. Guesty will be a difficult one. Guesty's on the move, isn't he? Guesty's on the move. So Jim ahead of Jokers by 42 seconds, who's only 2 seconds ahead of Baz. Great, these two have joined each other again. We saw Baz was 2 seconds ahead of Jokers. Then the next time we saw him, Jokers was like 10 seconds behind Baz. And now we've come back to him, and Jokers is 1.6 seconds ahead of the Baz. Supermanny into the pits. Supermanny, oh, my prophecy was right. He did not overtake Homescaling before a pit stop. Noxie then, is that another position for the Noxter? He won't want to pit. He won't want to pit when it's time to pit. He's doing a beautiful job with this strategy so far. And Racer Brown then coming back into this race. No, Supermanny gets out ahead of the Brown. Remember, the Brown was he leading this race when he had to pit? He's got himself ahead of Supermanny. Supermanny's got to get those tyres up to... Now, how is that they're that far ahead of JOO? It was only 7 seconds before the pits. But now it's up to 12 seconds. Supermanny pulling out time on his teammate. Ensign 6th. 3 seconds behind JOO. And only 1.7 seconds ahead of Guesty, but holding his own. 18.6 versus Guesty's 19.0. Shiren on those medium tyres. He's going to find a Jim catching him pretty soon. Jim's now in the 58s. Happy 58s for Jim. He's got a fair whack of fuel on. He's going for a while. He probably is going to catch Shiren up. Shiren in the 2-minuters. But I think Shiren really trying to eke that fuel tank out. And by Jove, you know, he might just make it. When we last looked at him, he was like 42. He still had 18 minutes to go. And he was virtually on the halfway point of the fuel tank. But he's eked that out. And he might get just one more stop in this, but I don't know if it's a fast strategy next to the cars around him. I think Jim might overtake him with that strategy. We'll see. That's the challenge from Shiren and Jim on the two different strategies. Jim on the short sprints, I say short sprints, but the soft sprints, and Shiren trying to go for the long stints. And the medium tyre. Interesting stuff. Meanwhile, Homesick Alien is your leader, but he's getting close to the end of his stint. He's going to want to come in and top up with some fuel, put some fresh boots on. And Noxie's 34 seconds down the road, but Racer Brown is only 1.5 seconds behind Noxie. And he is absolutely caning it in the 56s with Noxie only managing 58s, and Noxie's going to have to pit anyway. So just put a set of softs on, my friend. Maybe his preference. Maybe he doesn't like the softs. Homesick Alien, 34.1. Noxie, 1.7 ahead of Racer Brown, who's 1.7 ahead of Supermanny. So Racer Brown hasn't got it all his own way. He might be catching up with the Noxter and fancying at that position, but he can't dawdle. He can't dawdle when he comes up to Noxie, because he's got Supermanny chasing him down. Different strategies though. Supermanny full of fuel. Racer Brown down to half a tank at this point. JOO, previous race winner, yeah, and championship leader in second with 39 points, ahead of Homesick Alien, who's first with 34 points. That's in the table, not of this race. In this race, Homesick Alien's first. But he's going into the pits. Noxie, I think, will be heading that way as well into the pits. So Racer Brown will take over the lead of the race. Unless Racer Brown, Homesick Alien can get out before Brown gets there. 34 seconds. What's a pit stop? I think it's longer. It's longer. He's not even at his box yet. And Noxie, cracking job, though. The cracking job keeping the Brown behind on their different tyres. I thought the Brown was just going to fly by. Supermanny still fancies a piece of Racer Brown, 10 seconds ahead of JOO pace. Interesting stuff. Guesty then is ahead of Ensign Ewart. He's finally got the move done, and he's got himself ahead of Ensign Ewart. Noxie in, we predicted. And Racer Brown, he's coming along the straight. Where's the Alien? They're just releasing him. Racer Brown not quite at the end of the straight yet. There's Alien. There's the Brown. It's tight. Homesick Alien's got to get his tyres up to temperature. Remember, it's not such an easy thing to come out of the pits and just smash in a time. It takes a little bit of a couple of corners to get those tyres bedded in. Super Manny will fancy it. He'll want to catch Homesick Alien whilst he's trying to get his tyres up to temperature. Racer Brown is absolutely flooding it, but he's on half a tank of fuel. He'll be coming in a lot sooner than these guys. We are at 48 minutes virtually into this race. 42 minutes to go. There's still a lot of racing ahead of us, but at the moment Racer Brown is 2 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien, who's only 9/10 ahead of Super Manny. JOO's 10 seconds down the road. He's 5 seconds ahead of Guesty, who's pulled away from Ensign Hewitt in 6th by 1.5 seconds. Ensign Hewitt's got 7 seconds on Shiren, who's in 7th, and he is only 2.5 seconds ahead of Jim. Now Jim on the flyer strategy with Shiren, trying to get that fuel to go as late in this race as he possibly can, ideally around about 60-minute mark, and Jim is definitely going to be by him, but Jim will be pitting probably a similar time as Shiren. It's going to be a tricky strategy. There's Noxie. This is we thought he was going to go for that strategy. He's gone softs this time. He's screwed that. He says no, I'm going to go for it. But it's put him behind Jim and Shiren, so that's where Noxie's aiming, I imagine. And it's not bad. It's not bad. Shiren's on a quarter of a tank of fuel. Jim's on half a tank of fuel. So Noxie sitting pretty on a full tank of fuel, only 5.4 seconds behind 7th and 8th. Joker's 36.5 seconds. He's pulled away from the Baz, though. A lovely 58.6 last time around for Jokers, and that has put him out of touch for Baz. Baz is going to have to dig deep. He did claim before this race he did not like this track, and I think it's starting to show. Racer Brown leads then by 3 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien, who's only less than a second ahead of Super Manny. Oof, not on the bonnet, please. Let's sit here and enjoy this for a minute or so. So he goes up the inside of the Alien. What a beautiful move. He just flew through that corner and nearly slingshot his way past. And Homesick Alien got the loosey back end. And Super Manny up and into second. I'm not quite sure what happened to Homesick Alien there. Going into the corner, side by side, onto the brakes. The curb kind of made him squirm a bit. And yeah, in the back end, maybe just the accelerator going down, not sure. But Super Manny's through and up and into second place. Cracking race going on out there. JOO catching him as well, 6.8 seconds. He was 10 seconds. He's getting purples. And yeah, Jay is on the move. Galen in the chat saying, nice Manny. It was a beautiful move. We had to get a replay of it because we just couldn't believe it. So Jay, he's on a flyer. He's pushing on. And Homesick Alien, he might be fighting for that final podium position. He's in second in the championship. And he needs 5 points on Jay. So seeing Jay turn up behind him has got to be heart-wrenching. Guesty at the moment, 5th place. He's turned this race upside down for himself. Wasn't looking too hot earlier when he was all over the wet curbs on his dry tyres, and we suspected he had a little off. But he's there now in 5th, chasing down Jay, and that is what Homesick needs. Homesick needs a little Guesty in his life right now. Ensign Hewitt slipping down to 6th. Remember, he was up in the podium, battling it out, peacocking. He's down in 6th now. He's doing good pace times. And Shiren and Noxie finding themselves coming across each other. But Noxie has pitted and caught Shiren up, and that's got to give Shiren a hint about his strategy right now. Where did Jim go? Jim was catching up. How bizarre. We did a 2:05 last time out. So, yeah, Noxie somehow getting by Jim. And I I said his fight would be with Jim and Shiren. He's done well. Joker's 9th. No, Jim, sorry. Joker's 10th. And he's steadily pulling away from the Baz. The Baz cannot live with Joker's in this race. And the sun must be getting in his eyes, I reckon. The Baz doing a 59.8 last time around, with Joker's doing a 58.8. Same, innit? 59.8, a second slower than Joker's. Then Jimbo. Oh, we'll wait until it goes over the line. That's not a representation of his title. We're miles away from the line, aren't we? Yeah, I think we're away. We're away from the line, but the last lap, not a representation. He's doing 58s before that. Noxie in 8th, 57.7. He's caught Shiren up. Shiren trying to make his car as wide as possible. And Noxie, opportunist in the chicane. And I would normally say, don't try and make a move in the chicane, but so many times I've seen a beautiful move in the chicane, so why the hell not? And there we go. He's trying to use grip to his advantage there on those soft tyres up the inside of Shiren, and the move is pulled by the Noxter, and he is up and into 7th. He's got to find 16 seconds on Ensign Ewart. We'll look at Ensign's fuel in a minute, and Shiren, though, hats off to him. He's still on that same fuel tank. He's only made one stop in this race so far, and you've got to say, in the essence of pure endurance racing, Shiren is on for gold. Jim there is in 9th. He's 1.8 seconds behind Shiren, 37.8 seconds ahead of Jokus, who's having a battle with the Baz, or is destroying Baz, should I say. Racer Brown then leads this race, 4.3 seconds ahead of Super Manny, who hasn't pulled that much away from the Alien. The Alien managing to stay with Super Manny, and JOO 7.5 seconds behind him. So he's not, he did get that fastest lap, but he's not maintaining. These guys, I mean, Homesick did a 56 last time out. Super Manny doing a 56. It was a 57.1 for JOO. Guesty in 5th, 57.5. And there we go, Racer Brown in. He did need a bit of fuel. And wow, 35 minutes left on the clock. Super Manny takes the lead of the race for the first time this evening. Whee! And Homesick Alien chases him down in 2nd place. JOO up into 3rd. And the pit stops, I cannot say. Super Manny isn't going to pit for another, I don't know, 10 minutes? 10, 15 at best? No. Less. It was only Noxie and Shiren that got their fuel tanks the last half hour. So they yeah. Honestly, looks like it's starting to get dark out there for them. It would be awful if it started raining.
Racer Brown needing to pit once more.
Kalen helping me out with the strategies here, seeing the pattern better than I am. Kalen in the chat saying chance of Racer Brown needing to pit once more. I think there's a big chance. of him having to pit one more time. He's filled up, but even fuel saving, I mean, Shiren's been trying to fuel save for 30 minutes, and his lap times are in the 2-minuters. So if Racer Brown wants that fuel to last him till the end, he's going to have to go a lot slower than what he is doing. Super Manny then, yeah, I suppose he'll be wanting to get that fuel to last him. With Homesick Alien, similar fuel loads, similar strategy from these two. It's going to be interesting. JOO. He's a lot lower on fuel than the two ahead of him. He's got Guesty chasing him down, who's on a little bit more fuel. It's gonna be tricky for some of these guys, I think. Like Kalen points out that Racer Brown is possibly going to have to pit again, where the guys ahead of him are all trying to eke that fuel tank out so they can just make this their final pit stop. Interesting. Very interesting. Sharen's strategy isn't paying dividends, is it, down in 9th? His fuel is absolutely... He has eked it out, fair enough. But at what cost, Sharen? At what cost, my friend? Kalen saying Jay and Racer Brown seem out of sync. Yeah, well, Racer Brown, they both were brave when the track was drying. Racer Brown and JWO, and there was someone else, all came in when the track wasn't quite dry, so they pitted a lot earlier than everyone else, whereas they stayed out. Homesick and Super Manny. I mean, Super Manny was on a set of wet tyres when the track was bone dry, still going around because he wants to get the strategy to it. He knew that the stop was too early, so he just stayed out on his wets like Homesick did with his intermediates. But Jay came in, particularly pretty much when it dried out, and Racer Brown was one of those as well that came in, and it's put him out of stead quite a bit. Ensign Hewitt at the moment in 5th, with Guesty in 4th, Noxie in 7th. Now Noxie was trying to do a short stop stint, and then he opted to just go for it, and he's going for it because he's ahead of Jim and Sharen. Jim did get ahead of Sharen. Jim again being forced through an early pit stop in the wet to dry tyre. He's now going to have to pit, and it's just a little too early. It's another stop on the cards for the such as Jim and Sharen. I'm looking at Sharen. Sharen's been in soft tyres, full tank now. Is he going to try and eke this out, or is he just going to go for it? He's lost a lot of time. Jim's going to be pitting, so Jim will be around him. Noxie's still got half a tank of fuel on board. And Racer Brown, look, he's already down to 3/4. JWO's also in, and this one also a little too early for the end of the race. So more stops from JWO, Racer Brown, Noxie, and Jim in as well. So Superman leads this race, and he cannot shake the alien off. This is wonderful. Homesick Alien within 6/10 of the big hitter Superman-y. And yeah, what an absolute blazing battle we're having up front here. 6/10, and their fuel is still on half, innit? I mean, my word. We've got like 30 minutes left of racing here at Nürburgring. The sun's going long. The shadows, I mean, are going long. Is it the sun's drawing out or something? The sun is dipping behind the bushes as these guys battle on what could be into the early evening. Superman-y getting a little wiggly over the curbs. Homesick Alien keeping him honest all the way. Then next on track is Guesty, but he's going to have to visit his pit crew to sort him out some tyres and fuel. Ensign Hewitt, he's full. I say he's still got fuel to go, but them tyres are a bit shady. And Racer Brown out of sync. Noxie also out of sync, so I think he's changed his strategy mid-race. JWO out of sync through the early stop onto the dries. Guesty's in. That gives Ensign that 3rd place back, and I tell you, Racer Brown's not far behind him, and with Ensign's tyre looking as angry as it is. Let's have a look. What time did he do? 59.4 against Racer Brown. I wanted Racer Brown 56.4, 59, 3 seconds. 3 seconds. He'll have him. He'll have him before the end of the lap. Let's get on board. Whoa, steady on, Racer Brown. Get excited. Stepping that back end out. There you can see the sun drawing to a close in the background there as we sit aboard Racer Brown's Aston Martin Chariot Vantage. Chasing down, there's another car there. Where's that other car come from? Is that Homesick Alien? That is not Homesick Alien. Who's that in front? Someone going very slowly. Oh, it's the Baz. It's the Baz letting everyone through. Oh, Ensign must have thought he was driving past a mirror. They've got a similar looking car, you see. Trying to be funny and annoying. Look, there. Oh no, wrong one. There. Third. Spot the difference. Well, dearie me, Baz, what are you doing? But Ensign Newer, he's having to deal with a lot here as Racer Brown easily goes by. And I don't think Ensign Newer put up much of a fight there. He knew there was no fight to be put up. Doesn't want to lose time. I don't even know who Ensign Newer's fights with today. They're so much out of sync with their strategies. I can't really work out at the end of the race who's going to be racing who. They're so shuffled up. I think we've got a little battle here with Jim, Shren, and I think Noxie's in that battle, but Noxie's doing pretty well at the moment. But I think he's going to find himself back here with Shren and Jim. Guesty, I think Guesty and Jay are fighting higher. I think they're above Ensign. Oh, God. And Racer Brown, well, Racer Brown, Jay and Guesty are all going to make a pit stop before the end of the race. Pretty sure. Super Manny, he's 1.8 seconds ahead of the Alien now, so he's found a bit of pace and managed to pull away somewhat from from Alien. In the chat, Mama Homesick saying, come on, Homesick. He's trying. He's got the fastest lap of the race. And he really needs JWO. He'd like to win, obviously, but in championship terms, his races with JWO, who is down in 6th. That might be the 5-point deficit he's got on Jay. Who got pole in the end? It was Racer Brown. Racer Brown's not really in the top 3. Battling it out. So Superman is 2 seconds ahead of the Alien. All I'm saying is Homesick Alien, he doesn't have to try too hard against Superman because his race is not with Superman, but he needs JWO to stay back there. And I think with Noxie pitting, Ensign Newer definitely pitting imminently. How did Racer Brown end up there? Cheeky sod. And Guesty, he's fresh out of the pit lane. Oh, on the curbs. Are they still wet, Guesty? No, they look dry. Just fancied a little detour. Jimbo, 26 seconds behind Guesty, 10 seconds ahead of Shren. Shren's, though, pulverising it. Jim is also pulverising it, so stalemate. Jokers, nice steady time. Well, he gets 2 minutes. He did some lovely steady times. It's been a bit... I'm not sure. I think 28 and 29's pit stops. But he's 31 seconds ahead of the Bazinator now. Baz is just not having a good day at the office today, is he? Superman, he leads 2.1 seconds from the Alien. And Racer Brown, 28 seconds adrift of those guys. And he might have to have the same amount of pit stops as those. It's not even like he's got advantage with them pitting soon. Because I think he might have to take a pit stop before the end of the race. Where are we? We've got 24 minutes left. Noxie's there. Noxie's imminently ready for a pit stop. And Jay just getting the fastest lap of the race. That will help against the Alien in his championship battle. But like I said, Noxie's going to come in. And someone else around is going to come in, I think, to help JWO. Guesty chasing him down. 15 seconds, though, is hard to find. But we've got 23 minutes. So if he divides that 15 seconds between 23 minutes, it's not really a lot, is it? Go on, Guesty. Vamos. Ensign Newer in 7th spot, with Jim in 8th. Shren in 9th. Jim's probably going to pit again. Ensign's definitely not going to pit again. I say definitely. Maybe. He's gone for medium tyres. That's interesting. He did use his softs up, didn't he? Superman-y is into the pits. Is this for the final time? Homesick Alien continuing on. He's done very well with his fuel. Has he been using Superman-y as a lift, as a tow, and saving fuel while sat behind Superman-y? Racer Brown then, he'll love that position from Superman-y, but will he get there? Superman-y in, new boots, beautiful. Let's his team top up the car as Racer Brown comes around the final corner. And Racer Brown poised to take the position away from Superman-y, but it'll only be temporary. There's Noxie into the pits. That will promote JOO right up there into 4th place. Super Manny then comes out of the pits behind Racer Brown. Racer Brown into the first corner, ahead of Super Manny. Super Manny's got to get those tyres up to temp. And that is bound to take, that's got to take Super Manny to the end of the race, hasn't it? Homesick Alien, weaning out that fuel as much as he can. He doesn't want to risk this one. He wants to definitely make sure he can make the trip. And Jay, he's down to half a tank, as is Racer Brown. So, yeah, the final battle of the podium could be anyone's. Guesty as well, half a tank. Noxie has been in. When did he come in? I just didn't see out that, but yeah. That's not bad, is it? Staying in 6th. He stayed ahead of Ensign. And the medium tyres have not been any friend of Ensign Newart's, and Noxie has out-strategized him. Beautiful stuff. I said Noxie was in that battle with Jim and Shiren. Shiren has dropped back a lot from Jim. And Ensign Newart is in danger of Jim. Right, in the chat then. Kalen saying 11 laps is a stretch. Homesick may have done the right thing if he can do 2 more laps before pit. Kalen saying Manny must save. Oh no, so Super Manny's going to have to save a bit of fuel. I'm guessing that's his Bruno, his version of Bruno in the chat. Kalen, he seems to know what he's talking about. I'm going with it. Homesick Alien, stretching out that fuel the furthest than anyone, hasn't he? There's no one else who's stretching it out like him. No. And we've got a few to make a pit stop before the end of the race to mix it up. This is going to be delightful. Homesick's going to be the first one to visit the pit lane, but then I think in about 5 or 6 minutes time we're going to see a little flurry in the pit lane of Racer Brown, JOO, Guesty, Noxie. No, not Noxie. Noxie, I think, may have done it. Who knows? We'll have to check. And Ensign might be all right till the end. Jimbo, he's going to have to come in. Shiren possibly will have to come in. Jokers possibly. And the Bazinator, he's definitely. But it's a it's Homesick, and he's got 29 seconds on Racer Brown. But I don't think he's looking at Racer Brown. He's looking at Super Manny, who's only 3.3 seconds behind Racer Brown anyway. So Homesick Alien, lots of pressure on his pit crew. They can't slip up here. Homesick Alien, is he looking for his 2nd win of the season? That would be impressive. Jay also looking to make a pit stop. Noxie possibly not, so that position is in jeopardy from Jay and Guesty. Noxie could slip it in up into 4th place. This is exciting. And Ensign Newart not that far behind Noxie, so JOO and Guesty, they may have to do some overtaking if they want those positions back before the end of this race. Homesick Alien then is in, and the final countdown commences. Minutes to go. Homesick Alien making his final stop. Racer Brown, a quarter of a tank of fuel in 2nd place. Super Manny, recently pitted, but can he get to the end on that tank without having to lift and coast too much? JOO also only on half a tank, but that fuel doesn't seem to have moved much. So, like, Racer Brown's used up half a tank. Super Manny up and ahead. This is interesting stuff. Homesick Alien's been released. He's back out onto the track. Full tank of track. Oh, Noxie's left. He was having a cracking race. Oh, what a shame. And that's helped Ensign move up a position. But Guesty, Ensign, who's on Ensign? Jimbo fancies this. And he does. He gets the move done on Ensign. Ensign's on the medium tyres, remember. And yeah, Jim is going to have to make another pit stop. So Racer Brown leads from Super Manny. Then Homesick Alien, 3 seconds behind Super Manny, 4.7 seconds ahead of JOO. And this is it's got very interesting very quickly, guys. Stuff is getting super interesting, and my phone just died. You silly phone. I'm hoping, because I saw Kalen had some chat, I don't want to miss it. Manny must save fuel. Alien on best finish strat, 9 laps. Can be done. So, Kalen, thank you very much, Kalen. I appreciate it. Can you like my video? Please. I'm asking people individually now. I say, don't forget to like the video. No one does, so I'm going to start pressuring people individually to ask, Pat, can you like my video, please? Monday, Lunga, can you like my video, please? I'm homesick, can you like my video? So Racer Brown then. His fuel's going low. Super Manny. Oh, I don't know, he might be able to do it, 17 minutes to go. He might have a reserve tank, a Honda-style reserve tank in there somewhere. Homesick Alien, plenty of fuel, I don't know. Yeah, more fuel than Manny. JOO, who is going to have a visitation to the pit lane soon. And Noxie was on for a 4th, wasn't he? Poor Noxie. Let's take a moment to consider poor Noxie. That was an internet thing, it surely had to be. So Guesty's making that pit stop now. He's decided 16 and a half minutes to go. He's got some fuel on board. He's just going to take on a little bit more. Jim also is going to consider a pit stop with Ensign Ewer. Well, I mean, he's gone for the medium tyre. I think he's fuel saving as well because he's only doing 2-minuters. So Ensign Ewer, he's going to try and fuel that one. Jim's going around again, yes. Kalen saying Jay should pit next lap. Jay then in 4th. He's got good fuel though. Maybe he's fancying it. Maybe he's thinking I'll take it right to the rim. Because him and Racer Brown had similar fuel levels. And Jay is, he's doing 56s and 57s, but he's not burning that fuel up as quickly as Racer Brown's burnt it up. Racer Brown's absolutely burning that stuff. He's guzzling the fuel. Mama Homesick saying she's hit light. Thank you. Superman, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Homesick Alien, 3/4 of a tank. Do you know what? I think Superman saved a bit because Homesick Alien's virtually on the same fuel as him. Only a wee whisker more. JOO could be in the pits next. Jim's also waiting for the next lap to go in. That's interesting. 38 seconds between Jay and Jim, though. Ensign Ewer looks poised to go up into 4th place, possibly. But, I mean, no, maybe not. He's some 36 seconds behind JOO, 34 seconds. So here comes the Brown. He's burnt through that fuel, and he's in for his final stop. Where is he going to come out? Superman takes over the lead of the race, and this is it. Are we going to have a 3rd different winner in the 3rd race? Beautiful if it is. As Racer Brown goes that slow drive down the pit lane. And Homesick Alien in 2nd, JOO in 3rd. And what happened to the rain? I wanted the rain to come back. I thought that'd be fun. Jimbo, he's going to have to go in the pits. So Racer Brown, and nothing to worry about from behind. And he's going to get the best of the rest, unless Jay is going to have to pit. He's fooling himself if he thinks 1/4 of a tank is going to see him 14 minutes around this track. I would have pitted at the same time as Racer Brown, I think, as Kalen said. Just keep on track with him. Jim's in. Who's he in danger of? It was Ensign. Ensign, there you go, already up. Jim's not even at his box yet. So Ensign up into 5th. Guesty also, we saw him coming in for that splash and dash, and it might have been enough just to see off Jim. Jim's got to watch out for Shiren, but I don't know if Shiren's got enough fuel to get to the end of this race. Jokus possibly hasn't got enough fuel to get to the end of the race. Bazza has, so Bazza might be, he's a minute behind though. So Super Manny, 3.6 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. I don't know if Super Manny's won a VRC race before. He's taken part in many Tuesdays. I don't remember him winning one, but he possibly has. He's fast enough to. So he could have, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. So I'm going to say this is his debut win, and what a drive. I'm not counting chickens. They've not hatched yet, have they? But I can't see Homesick Alien. He's only a little bit more fuel than him. I can't see that making the world of difference before the end of this race. We have 13 minutes to go. Sorry. I trapped my leg underneath my chair. I got like one of those office wheelie chairs, and I wheeled forward. My leg stayed behind, and then got major cramp in the top of my thigh, and I'm in agony right now. But I'm still continuing on because I'm professional. And Superman is leading by 5.3 seconds. Homesick Alien's in second. JWO's in third, but we're waiting for him to come into the pits. Racer Brown's 20 seconds behind him, but he has pitted. And Ensign Newitt, the lucky bugger's in fifth place because Noxie decided to leave us. Oh, that wasn't pretty. No sudden wheelies on the chair, gaming chair, which is really just an office chair I nicked from an old place I worked. I asked before I took it, it was broken and I fixed it. Just makes me sound like, you know, yeah, I nicked it from work, you know. But I didn't. It was in the skip and I said, what's wrong with that chair? And he said, it's broke. I said, can I take it? They said, yeah, you tramp, you pikey, get out of here. But who's laughing now? Because I'm sat on a chair. All it took was a little bit of wood and a few screws and it was fixed. It's not great, but it didn't cost me money. Superman then leads by 6 seconds. Homesick Alien lost more time. Why? Superman is absolutely caning it, isn't he? He's doing 56s where the Homesick Alien did a 58.9 last time. Is it getting a bit bleaker out there? Ooh, Homesick Alien mowing the lawn around Nürburgring. JWO. Oh no, Guesty's gone now. What is happening? Oh, that sucks for these guys. They've raced for an hour and 20 minutes. For heaven's sakes, good for these guys though. Ensign, Shiren and Jim all gained positions out of Noxie and Guesty. Both spazzing out of the lobby. Can you say spaz? Spaz is alright, isn't it? It probably isn't, but I don't mean it in the way it was probably intended originally. I just mean his internet fizzed. Anyway, Superman 5.4 seconds ahead of the Alien. And it's a tough call here. Very close on fuel. Could be anyone's. Racer Brown, he's some 25 seconds behind him with 10 minutes to go. There's not much he's going to be able to do there. And JWO, we missed his pit stop. Sorry, I was so busy looking around. I think he's only just done it, but yeah. I don't know if this lobby's going to make it to the end. It's really gotten janky, hasn't it? Since Guesty left, everyone seems to be jolting a bit. Bloody polybaloney and their bloody updates. So Superman leads. He looks like the smoothest one out there at the moment. And then Homesick Alien in second. Racer Brown in third. I think it's got over it. The jankiness seems to have gone. Jay's sort of struggling with it though. He's in fourth with Ensign Newitt. Someone's pitted. Shiren in for a splash and dash near the end. Near the end, giving Jim up into sixth. Shiren then, can he stay ahead of Joe? Yeah, Joe's somewhat way behind him. Still holding out. Hope that he could. Well, Baz has made up 2 positions in this race, so let's just remember that. Superman-y. I can't even check Discord to see Noxie and Guesty say, God damn it, Janet. Oh, 6 seconds. I think Superman-y's cool. I think Kalen was getting us worried about nothing. I think Superman-y seems to have this all sorted out. Homesick Alien, he's pulled in 3/10 here and there, but he's not pulling in huge amounts. Racer Brown looks like he's got that final podium position, and JWO 10 seconds behind him. And the biggest thing is JWO still got the fastest lap. He does. And to Homesick Alien's annoyance, that probably won't be enough to put Homesick Alien at the top of the championship. Someone should take a screenshot of that championship with all the different positions on it, see if it's a prophecy, see if they end up anywhere near those positions after the points are tallied up from this race. Ensign Newitt, great race in fifth. Let's not sniff at it. It looked like he was down and out of this race at one point. And fifth, and Jim sixth. I imagine he'd take that when he was languishing down in ninth and struggling to catch Shiren. So Jimbo Good points today. Shiren 7th. Again, I think a little bit like Noxie. Tried a strategy. Didn't quite work. Had to change strategies mid-race. But 7th place is respectable, with Jokus in 8th. And Bazza in 9th. Seeing it out till the end.
No
Super Manny 6 seconds ahead of the Alien.
Face with simples on mouth.
Guesty saying, no way, damn you, GT. It's just disgusting, Guesty. I was just saying it's gross. You raced for an hour and 20 minutes, and that's when it decided to duff you out. But I used a word I think is politically incorrect, so I won't use it again. Well, I said spazzed you out. It's not right, Guesty. Let's start a petition, send it to the Tories. Give them something else to worry about. Worrying about people's pay too much lately, aren't they? Or not paying people. So Superman 5.5 seconds. Keep politics out of the stream, thingamajig. What are you doing? Holmes, unless it's ridiculous and you've got to point it out, like when America had Trump in charge, that was too easy. Holmes Alien then. Can he do it? Can he do it? That's the big question. We're down to 6.5 minutes. These guys have easily got enough fuel. It's similar fuel loads now, yes. If Superman had to save some, he saved it, and now it's race on between these two, with 5.5 seconds between the pair of them. Racer Brown driving around for 3rd. I don't think there's anyone there who's going to go up against him. JOO possibly did a 56.4 last time around, but there isn't much time left on the clock. And why risk throwing it off at the scenery when you can get 4th place and still probably stay top of the championship? Ensign Hewitt then 5th place. Cracking race from Ensign. He tried it with the softs. He was killing the softs. He is a pad user. He likes us to remind people out there he doesn't have the what do you say? When he hasn't got a wheel, which means it doesn't give you the smoothness through the corners. It's a bit jolty on a gamepad, which means he kills his tyres rather quick. And so he's opted for mediums for most of this race, but he's in 5th, so you can't say it was the wrong choice ahead of Jim, who, if you remember, as far back as an hour and 20 odd minutes ago, Jim was right up. Wasn't he leading the race? No, he was in 2nd or something though. So Jim, I think he fell foul of the wet track coming out on dries. I think that's where he lost a lot of time, it seemed, from that first pit stop. But Jimbo in 6th, chasing down Ensign, but he's just too far. He's got to watch out for Shiren. Shiren then just pitting. He's going faster than he's gone before, but 15 seconds behind Jim. He'd need Jim to have an absolute nightmare. 8th is Jokus, and 9th is the Bazinator. So Superman 5 seconds. Holmes Alien on one late charge. 4 minutes on the clock. Well, 4.5 minutes on the clock. Holmes Alien. And Racer Brown's taken JOO's fastest lap there with a 55.6. And what's JOO's answer going to be to this lap? And Holmes Alien then. Sigh of relief, but I mean, Racer Brown's a threat in this championship. He's finished well the races he has finished. And the races he hasn't been here, that means he's already dropped his scores. Homesick then 5.5 seconds are behind Superman. It's just not changing, is it? Superman did a 57.2 last time around. Fuel's looking fine. We got ourselves excited about fuel for nothing. Racer Brown's got excess amount of fuel in. Maybe that's how he's doing 55.6s. That's ridiculous. JOO 57.0 last time. I think it was the same time we saw last time. Then Ensign Hewitt. No one looks like there's at risk of anything. The closest battle is the actual battle at the front, which is 5.3 seconds apart, and it just doesn't look like Holmes Alien can really take advantage. I mean, he has pulled a second in. It was 6 seconds, then 5.7, then 5.5, and now it's down to 5 seconds. But I don't think Superman is having to go full pill. We've got 2 laps left, possibly. So Superman leads this race, 4.8 seconds. Holmes Alien is catching. He's catching quite rapidly, but no, just lost a huge jump there. I think he's jumped back up to 5.5. It's hard fought to the end, but Supermanny trying to keep that 6-second buffer. Must be different parts of the track they're faster, because it's back up 6 seconds now. And Racer Brown 11 seconds ahead of Jay. He's pulled another bit of time out on Jay. Jay, he's put a lap on someone. Ensign 17 seconds ahead of Jim, who's 14 seconds ahead of Shren. I can't see any huge upsets. Even if someone had an off, I think they can get back on before the person following them can catch up. Like I said, the closest battle is the battle for the lead. We're under 2 minutes to go. So it'll be this lap and the next. And at the moment, Supermanny doing everything correct. Everything he needs to do to stay in the lead of this race. Sat alongside Supermanny at the moment as he crosses the line to start his final lap in the lead. 5.8 seconds. Everything going smooth. Everything's going great for Supermanny at the moment. 57.0, still holding that buffer of nearly 6 seconds from the Alien. Into the first corner for the last time this evening. Didn't quite get dark, did it? I don't know what settings these races have, but it's gone dusky at least. And Supermanny then just making it around this final lap, I apologise. And Homesick Alien settling for second, it seems. I say settling, he's pushed, but there's not much he can do when you're 6 seconds behind. Racer Brown, he's taken the fastest lap and pole out of this, so he's got 2 extra points. Give a little wiggle there near the end. You can't throw away too much time with Jay sitting behind you. He will have you. Ensign Ewart, great drive for 5th place. I thought he'd gone off. And Jim in 6th, Shren 7th, Jokus is in 8th, Bazza in 9th. But it's Supermanny as the clock ticks over to 0. The checkered flag is out. And Supermanny, only one more sector to go. Still 6-second lead on the Alien. And the only thing that can go wrong is for Supermanny. Oh, Jim's already crossed the line. Sorry, Jim's crossed the line. Shren coming around and up to the line. No, he's knocked the barrier, but luckily he has got plenty of space behind him. So Shren, oh no, I don't want to lose Supermanny going over the line. There's a couple going across the line, but Shren's crossed in 7th. But here he is, Supermanny. What a cracking little race he's had. And he takes a win, maybe his first win in VRC, I don't know. Homesick Alien chased him all the way, kept him honest, and gets himself a lovely 2nd place finish. And Racer Brown, I don't think I get to say it to you too often, but god damn it, Racer Brown, take a boo, my son. And that's Racer Brown then, finishing off the podiums. I don't know where anyone is on the track. I don't know who the next person is. That's correct. It's JOO. Brings it home in 4th place. Possibly still the championship leader. I think he's done enough to stay ahead of the Alien in the championship. Then Ensign Ewart's got a way to go. So it's one of them others that are stopping. Ooh, they've gone already, and it's Jokus, and I've jumped him both times. There you go, Jokus finishing. So it's just Ensign Ewart left now. Across the line, and cracking little 5th place for Ensign Ewart. Fuel getting low as he brings it around the final corner and slides it around the final corner. What a show off. And that's 5th place for Ensign Ewart. What an absolutely cracking race we've had. 90 minutes. We've had rain. We've had all sorts. There you go. Someone make Super Manny a blooming overall, will they? Is there not anyone in the pace team? I assume he's with the pace team, but is there no one in the what are you guys called, LNR, that can make him a race suit? Oh, you know, I'll ask one of our lads. You can wear a black and orange one. Super Manny. What an absolute cracking race. So there you go. Super Manny takes the win. He has one, lol. He just doesn't put it on. And Kalen also saying, GG's everyone. And he was also the one who says he has one about his suit. So Super Manny takes the win. Beautiful stuff with Homesick Alien in second and Racer Brown rounding out your podium. JOO down in fourth. It seemed like the rain. It was when the rain and the track was drying is what lost Jay most of the time there. Ensign Newark come home in fifth.
Damage limitation for me this race. Smiling face with care.
And yeah, Jay in the chat saying it was damage limitation for me this race. Well, I think you're still going to be leading the championship, Jay, because Racer Brown got the point for pole and a point for the fastest lap, and I think you are less than 5 points away from the Aliens. So I reckon you're still leading the championship going into round 4. I ain't got a phone. I might have to give me a sec. I'll tell you what round 4 is and what else is coming up this week after we get through this blooming thing. Right, FF, get that lined up because that's on Thursday. Right then, so Superman took the win, home Scaly in second, and Racer Brown rounding out the podium. JOO came home in fourth, with Ensign in fifth, Jim in sixth, Shiren in seventh, Jokus in eighth, Bazza in ninth, and Spare a Thought for Noxie in 10th and Guesty in 11th, where GT7 dictum. No need for that. So Super Manny, beautiful one. Right then, oof. I should say next week another interesting round at hang on. The streets of Tokyo Expressway. I like Tokyo Expressway. People moan about that, but I think it's cracking. So yes, that's the GTWES until next Thursday at Tokyo Expressway. Will it be raining? Possibly. Probably. Then join us Thursday evening for the FF Cup, the Full Frontal Cup we're having. And they are racing at Bathurst for an hour on Thursday night. And Friday night, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think we start our qualifying for the endurance race on Friday evening. I assume we are because there's no other races going on. So join in on Friday to watch the guys qualify at Spa, I think. And that is your week's racing in the Virtual Racers Club. Don't forget to go to our website, www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. Go to our merch store and buy me a hoodie or a T-shirt or something. It'd be nice. You could do that if you want. I wouldn't say no. If you message Talleyrand, you could probably get like a cool thingamajig like helmet on your T-shirt that you're going to buy me. What else is there? That's it, I think. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. New sign-ups in the VRC Discord. Get yourself in there. There's a focus league starting on Sunday evening, like a focus group where we sit around and we're really going to focus on the problems of today's society and all of the issues in it. So join us for the focus group. And I think that's it. I'm going back to YouTube because a few of you have spoken.
I do hope the endurance race is the next couple of weeks, as I have a stats sheet I'm preparing for you.
Oh, hang on, I might have been wrong about when the endurance qualifying is. So, Ensign Hewitt saying, gutted there was no more rain. I wanted it to rain again, Ensign. Mama Homesick saying, well done all, that was great. Thanks, Thingy. Great comms as always. Do you think, I was really a mess at the beginning. I might have sorted it out near the end, I'm not sure. Racer Brown saying, thank you, Thing. I got that weird cramp thing halfway through, which was really painful. Pat saying, I do hope the endurance race is the next couple of weeks, as I have stat sheets I'm preparing for you. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm hoping it is as well. I couldn't find anything in Discord. But me and Discord don't get on. It's not my favourite thing to go around. I get lost easily. as you all know. Right, I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Toby Larone. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. And remember,
Qualifying, bud.
14th. The 14th is qualifying. What date is today? It's the 11th. Yeah, so it's this Friday. Thanks, Bird. I was ramping up for it, man. I was just getting ready for it. So, yeah, be good to each other, guys. Peace and love. Peace and love. Yeah. Adios, amigos. That's Spanish. I know more Spanish than I knew. I thought I knew. Adios.